Taylor's ready for bed. He totally is ready for bed. So am I. I am too. It's just what it is.
Here we go.
The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? Thank God it's Friday. It's fucking Monday. We're recording. So what's up? It's Might Be Tunes. I'm Taylor Cooper. With me, Ahmed Smith. What up, Ahmed?
What's going on?
What up, Carl Fennell?
Hi.
Everybody's here. Oh, shit. Go to youknowmeascbd.com. That's who we're sponsored by. Use promo code MBN. 20% off your order. Free shipping and free shit. Don't be stupid, people. I've been telling you about this forever. Holidays are coming up. Do your best. Live better. You know me as CBD. What else? MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. What's up, guys?
No, we made it through.
We made it through. Now we got a whole 59 minutes left to go.
Yeah. We're here.
I could talk about the Eunomia lollipops.
Oh, yeah? You like that stuff?
I do like the lollipops.
Good.
I'm trying to just hijack your commercial because I want you to give me one of those
I've been
lollipops.
staring at them.
That's a giveaway. I got to give that away. I'm sorry.
Well,
I will
whoever,
be getting more, though.
whoever the lucky guy is, or girl, or whatever you identify with, would love that.
I've been
CBD
staring at these
lollipop.
little
Good
peach
luck.
ring looking things.
They're
I think
actually
those
really
too.
good.
Yeah, we're
They're
giving
good.
those away, too.
You know?
The gummies are good.
It's
I like
crazy. Go to patreon.com/MBN Network. We're giving away some Eunomia stuff here and there. They just recently sponsored the network. It's been fantastic. And they're going to give me more stuff to hand out to people here at the studio, too. So stay tuned for that.
The lollipops are legit.
Legit. Yeah, they're good. They're really good.
Nice,
look good.
nice and strong.
So tonight I want to talk with you guys about, we've talked a lot about our favorite, bands, musicians, our favorite concerts. We dissected the stupid Rolling Stone top 50 artists, which we went through the top 100 after the show. Queen's not even in there.
Look at that.
It's stupid.
Look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Stupid. Fleetwood
wait,
Mac
wait.
is not even in there.
Who tipped y'all to that? Because I didn't notice.
No. What? In the top 100?
Who tipped you off that Queen wasn't in there?
We went through it after the show. See, for the show, we figured we'd only have time for the top 50, so we left the rest of the 50 out.
See, that's crazy.
Queen's not even in the top 100.
That's crazy.
Queen? The Queen?
Freddie Mercury, stupid.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man,
I can't trust anybody at Rolling Stone's judgment.
Yeah, well, it kind of goes back to the Nickelback thing, in my opinion. You don't know who their fans are, but they're out there in numbers. So
It's crazy. It's crazy.
you don't know. You think you know music, but you don't know.
Well, we've talked a lot about like our opinions on music and different musicians here on the show, but we haven't really, taken a deep dive into who we are here at this table as musicians, and I know that the three of us have a pretty wild and crazy background in our own rights for what we've done musically, people that we've worked with, shows that we've done, all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to let's just kind of kick back and talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll play some of our old tracks, just anything that we want, after the show, you guys send me some links and I'll just plug them into the show kind of deal. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Cool.
It'd be kind of fun. Do you guys want me to start? Do you want to start?
Whoever wants to go.
Well, you guys are still currently making music. Ahmed, you're in a couple bands, right?
Yes.
I am not making music currently. The only music I really make anymore is just like the kind of the background music you hear on the shows.
It's still music.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is, but it's like it's totally different. Like when I sit down to make a minute and a half beat that's just nothing, with no real intent of having someone rap on it or sing on it or anything like that. It's just a totally different experience when you're just sitting there trying to make something that is literally just background noise.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like anything goes. It's like it's way more simplistic and toned down than what I'm used to, like producing hip hop music and things of that nature.
Well, what's your side of it? I mean, everybody has a side to music. I mean, you have producers and people who like to produce and put songs together, and stuff like that, and people who like to play live.
Okay, I am absolutely producer. Producer minded.
Doing everything that you just said makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean, you're still making music.
I started out as just producing. Like my experience in music really started just, I don't know, it was year 2005, 2006 maybe, and I got a keyboard and I was able to hook it up to my computer and record beats. I ended up making, like, it had a drum pad on there, so I was messing with that and doing different bass lines on it. I was a bass player prior to that.
What kind of computer was it?
Oh God, I don't even know. Windows XP or some shit.
Just some basic shit.
Just basic, dude. Super basic. The stuff I was making, and I was telling Ahmed before we started, I found a CD of like some original recordings of like that summer. So I'll throw something in there for this.
Dude, I'm all about playing our old stomping
old
ground
tunes.
music, yeah.
Oh, it's fun, man. Because like I look at it now, like I was in a group called Organic Theory. I started it from just me sitting in my bedroom at my house in Coatesville making beats, and I hit my friends up just to try and rap on them, and then I wasn't trying to rap at all when it started. I was just trying to be like the guy in the background, not even on stage if it got that far. I just wanted to make beats and have fun with it because I was having a blast. And then so I hit up Dan Harmon, was one of the first people to join, Mike Marsilio, Mike Flanagan, and Joe Candler were the first members of Organic Theory. For our first show, and they talked me into rapping pretty fast. Like I tried it once and I was like, yeah, that was cool. And then I did it again. It was so basic and dumb. Oh my God, when I go back and listen to it, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But like when we showed up for our first show, no shit, they thought we were a boy band. Because it was like 5 white dudes that, just showing up.
I can see why they would think that.
Yeah, there was like
with
Organic
Theory. With you guys, I can see why they would think that.
Super friendly.
Yeah,
not
you're helping ladies
not
across
aggressive
the street
at all.
on your way into the club.
But I mean,
they thought we were a boy band. And we're like, no, I mean, kind of, but no. And then we made our first album, New Ground, literally out of the basement. After that, we got a DJ who then helped us remaster and remix a lot of the album and redo a lot of things. DJ Brino is his name. He's up in Long Island. Shout out DJ Brino. Tons of shows. We opened up for, our biggest show was definitely, we opened up for Method Man and Redman in Allentown, and that was outrageous. That was in 2010.
and didn't you do Bubba Sparks too?
We did Bubba Sparks 2 times. Fabulous. Freeway.
Where did you open for them?
Crocodile Rock.
I like that place.
Croc Rock, yeah. So funny story about that show.
So Method Man, Redman was like they were touring as a group?
Yep.
God, I love those guys.
Oh, it was so good.
All right, so
dude, we were sitting in there.
I want to know more about this show. Walk me through the show. I need to
Okay.
know what the vibe of the show was. How many groups were there? Were you guys first, second? What?
This was our second show and second show total. And
Your second show as a group
ever.
opening
Ever.
for Method.
It was second or third. All right, so our first show was also at Croc Rock, but it was in the basement. Literally, I could reach up and touch the ceiling.
Yeah,
that's where
I've been
we
there.
recorded.
Played both.
And it was in front of like 20 of our best friends and like family and stuff, and it was just a cool night. then a couple months later, they Crocodile Rock liked what we did, so they said, here's 100 tickets to try and sell for Method Man and Redman. We went back to them for more tickets because we sold out. So we were like right up against Method Man and Redman. Like we outsold everyone else that was there to perform, right? So we ended up like being right before them. Our first show was like against, like I said, 20 people. This one was like 1,500 people. And dude, I swear to God, my feet didn't move. Once I got on stage and I got to where I was going to be, I didn't fucking move. I was so shook. I had sunglasses on so nobody could see how shook I was. I came out.
Yeah, that's
just
crazy.
Dorking.
That's a big jump for people that aren't used to
And then to make it
performing.
worse, these salty ass rap groups that we outsold were throwing like pennies and fucking ice cubes at us while we were up there. I was so I didn't even care because we crushed that show. Crushed it, other than the fact that I didn't fucking move whatsoever. But Method Man and Redman both walked into that place just like smoked up hard. Like, all right, so for those of you who don't know where Crocodile Rock is or what it is, it's like half concert venue, half pizza shop.
Yeah, Allentown.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And
love
so
it.
like the we're waiting in the pizza shop for like things to kind of jump off and shit in our pants and all that stuff. And so then all of a sudden this big ass like caravan of fucking tour buses come in and we're just like, holy shit, that's them. They hop out of their own fucking bus and they both like meet up kind of at the door. They're both smoking blunts. Method Man, I'll never forget, has this big like black like long fur coat on, and Redman just looks exactly how you picture him on like MTV Cribs. You know what I mean? Just like exactly like that. And they both roll in, just still smoking the blunts, like right inside. They're just handing their blunts out to people before they leave the area. Dude, they put on one of the best shows that you would ever see in hip hop. But anyway, we did a bunch more shows all over the place in Pennsylvania, Delaware, stuff like that. Eventually, it worked out to just being me and Harmon. We put out one of the greatest albums, local albums, in my opinion, that was ever created, called Back to Square One. It was a double album. We had over 20 features on there, just people that we met along the way. All produced by me. Every beat on there was made by me. A lot of samples, a lot of really great stuff that I could never replicate. That album to me is one of the greatest crowning achievements of my creative life. Shortly after Newground, though, I moved to Florida, and I made a couple singles with Organic Theory since then, but we never officially broke up. But we just haven't
Quietly, just
we just kind of rode off into the sunset.
I don't know what that's all about.
Honestly, it's kind of fitting too, because the last song on Back to Square One is it fits that. I'm not. Of course, I miss making music, and of course, I miss making music with Harmon. But I'm just not there anymore. First of all, I'm married. Totally different person, totally different lifestyle.
I'm not a rapper. Is it tough being a rapper when you're married?
Dude, what did it for me, honestly, was that rapping was fun to me until the shows. Every show I shit a brick. Every show. And then
that's my favorite part.
Dude, because I can't freestyle a lick. Not even close.
Why would you have to?
0%. Because if I mess up, good rappers can ad lib and either find their place and keep it going, or just freestyle their way through to a break. And
all your shows were freestyle?
No. Like I would
saying if you lost place,
if I lost place, if I tripped, or if I fucking coughed, or who knows, just lost concentration, I would be done. That whole verse done. Can't come back. Can't. And I'm just like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
And one time I did a show, I had a concussion. I didn't know I had a concussion at that time, but I froze. Couldn't see anything, couldn't hear anything, almost passed out on stage. Harmon was so mad at me. I went to the hospital the next day, and they were like, yeah, you have a pretty bad concussion. I'm like, holy shit.
How did that happen?
I just banged my head on something. Who knows?
During the show?
No. Just who knows when. Who knows what I was doing. I was a mess in those days. That's the other part about it, though. Like I said, I'm a different person now. I couldn't do it if I wanted to. I still produce, like you said, Ahmed, like I still produce music, but it's just not the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't put it down completely. That's the part that bums me out about a lot of people that I know or that I used to play with. You know, back in the day, they claim to be, well, I'm more into this than you are.
Right.
You know, questioning my dedication at times.
Right.
And they're not doing anything anymore.
Right.
And I thought you were in this because you loved making music.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to be famous or whatever, but you loved making music. Now you're not making any music.
I did join a band in Florida. We called it $1 an Inch, and I miss those guys every day. I started out as their bass player, and then their drummer moved away. And so I tried drums. I'd never drummed before in my life prior to that. And I'll play a song, and you could probably tell that I've never drummed before in my life because all I was doing was just like steady, just like dum, tsh, dum, tsh. That's just dumb shit, basic beat.
I don't know. Drums with me, I look at people struggling behind a drum set, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, you can't relate to that.
That's so easy.
Yeah.
But then I pick up a guitar, and I just, nowhere near as good as most of my friends.
Dude.
So I get that.
I'm actually really not good at playing music at all, really. Like,
well, you gotta practice it, man.
I enjoy it. Well, see, and that's the thing. Like,
none of us were when we started.
My practice and as a producer now, and just a little bit into like my creative process, I guess. For me, the beauty of like making beats and producing music to me is that I do it all in tiny little pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Works.
So yeah. So like if I find like a riff that works, I just have to play part of it, loop it, play another part of it, loop it, figure it out, cut the loops, figure the loops out. Cause see, like I'm a loop guy, but I also like to create my own loops.
I say fuck the blueprint.
I can
No, for real. I mean, and that's how you pioneer things without trying to pioneer things. Quit worrying about this blueprint that has already been written.
Yeah.
Throw it out. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't have to follow that. You can do whatever the hell you want. And everybody who has done that has become some type of pioneer for something.
Right.
Jimi Hendrix, the whole guitar thing.
Yeah.
That thing was not made to be played the way he did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or he flipped it upside down. Said, fuck that.
See, I feel like we were trying to do something cool like that with Organic Theory, where it was just like underground. But then it was just like, that was just us.
If you believe in it, you can't give up on it.
Oh, see, to me, I still go back and I listen to certainly Back to Square One, and I'm just like, this is fucking great. Like, I'm still so proud of everything we did, even all the way back in the very, very beginning. Fun fact, my wife, Jackie, was one of the very, very, very first people that ever got on one of my tracks.
See?
I made kind of like a slower beat, and I knew that she liked to sing. So I played it for her one day, and she wrote something to it, or I wrote something to it, and she came over and sang it for me. It was great. It was fantastic. All these years later, boom, married. Who's next?
That's what happens. Well, I can give you some feedback on what you just said. You said you were, when you write, you do little loop, get a riff, do another loop, get a riff, then. Yeah, you do that enough, you can get something cool. When I'm playing instruments and I'm not very good at, like guitar, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'll write a series of riffs, but then in order to get it recorded, I might have to just loop myself playing the same riff over and over again, and then kind of chop my riff together, whether it's like a 4-bar chunk or an 8-bar chunk. I might build it up to be something more substantial until I get my arrangement. And then once my arrangement's there, then I don't just move on to the next one. Then I tell myself, like, all right, I need to be able to play this. So then I use that. So then I use that as like, even though I wrote it and chopped it up in a really like funky way with my, my technology, now as a musician, I go back and say, now I need to play this. So now I have to practice this. So then, I'll sit there and I'll practice it over and over again to what I just built until I can do a full take. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
that's how you get better. And then you might pick up a guitar and say, you know, I've been picking up the guitar for 20 years, but I still feel in my head that I'm nowhere near a guitarist as I am a drummer. But I'll take weeks where all I do is play guitar, and then I'll put it down for a month. And then when I pick it back up, the muscle memory snaps in, and I feel like, okay, now I'm ready to go another step and start learning more, because everything I just spent that last month like beating myself to death with just picked right back up.
Right.
So I think a lot of that plays in. You have to like hit it hard, kind of back off it for a while, and then just allow yourself to just adjust, and then believe that you can do it.
Right.
That's why you have to give yourself breaks.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. Yep.
You got that,
have
that,
to come
that
back
settles
with-
your mind with it, and then when you just go back, you're just nailing it.
Not long breaks though, just long enough so you can come back to it with fresh ears.
Right.
Because if you're listening to it or playing it so long that it just all starts to run together, you'll nitpick at it, and you'll pick it to the part where it's like nothing anymore.
Right.
And then you
See,
destroyed it.
A lot of times I'll take breaks by just, I'm never working on like one song at a time. Right.
Dude,
so like I'll have like 11, 10, 11 tracks open on my computer. And like my break from a specific song will just be me working on a different one until I can't like get around to the other one.
Sometimes I'll just get pissed off at what I'm working on, but I need a half-hour break, and I'll just open up another song.
Yep. Or like search for another sample. Like that was another thing that I used to do a lot, was just like I would wake up on like a Saturday morning and just like listen to the most off the wall, like European, anything music everywhere, worldwide shit. Just trying to find samples that are unrecognizable to people. You know what I mean? Because like that's what I needed. I needed to stand out. I needed something that was new to my audience. So like I would listen to shit that I figured nobody else is. And I ended up finding a bunch of really cool shit doing that. Groups and artists that I still listen to today. But like it's just the whole creative process, and I miss sampling. That's one thing that I was like always really, really good at once. Again, shout out to DJ Brino. He taught me how to do that and just find and isolate things to make it your own. Like Ahmed, you inspired one of my favorite beats from one of my instrumental projects over the years. I called it Hulk Smash. You and me were kicking it, and you were watching like old Lou Ferrigno fucking Hulk shit, and I was like, oh my god, the fucking intro to this show is so hard. And dude, I went home like right away.
I remember that.
Found it and just made a beat out of it, like with the cheesiest like drums on it, but it's like super
dope,
epic and hard. Yeah, it's hard. That's one that I would go back and redo that.
Sampling has never been easier, Taylor.
Yeah, you're right. You're
You
right.
know,
The programs I have now on my computer would make it stupid easy.
I'm looking at a website right now that I use on the regular.
I was browsing that. There's some cool shit on that thing, man.
It is out of control how easy it is now.
What's this site called? Tell everybody.
All right,
or don't tell everybody.
No, well, this website doesn't pay me. I pay it.
Oh, true.
I give it money.
You're a customer.
Yeah, I'm a customer of this website, and it's called Tracklib, tracklib.com. Dude, you could buy a song for like $2, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Some of the songs, some of the really old ones too, will have individual tracks laid out, your bass, your drums, give you the tempo, give you the key, all that shit. And it's pretty goddamn legit old school stuff coming from records. And depending on what license you buy is, when you go to release it, you could put it out, you could put it up for free and be fine. But if you want to sell your song, then there's a different license that comes along with each one, and it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So for $50 you can license a sample and release it as yours and get paid for it.
Yeah. See, that's dope. And if I would have had that back then, I probably still wouldn't have paid for it.
But to just download the song, you're only paying $1 to $2 to download the song to work with it. And then from there, you can take that $2 song and just download it and make 50 songs out of it.
Right.
But you're not going to pay for the license until you're ready to release it. That's pretty cool.
I do have like, and one last thing for me, and then we'll move on to one of you guys. I have 2 projects that I never finished that I regret, and One I'm still kind of working on because it's more or less just the network soundtrack, and I'll release that when I'm good and ready. That's all instrumentals. But the last, like, I had an album, like a solo album that I was working on, and I was working on it for like 5 years, no lie. And I was working on it, and eventually I just got so burnt out on it that I couldn't fucking finish it. And it was called Imaginary Friends, and it's a conceptual album where each song is just a different story about a different imaginary person that, you know, either is just there for a lesson. Most of them involve somebody getting killed. Some of them were violent, some of them were sad, some of them were crazy. I have a playlist on my SoundCloud with the ones that I had finished up there. One of them I sent to you, Last Man Standing Part 1. And I remember you fucking liked that one. It was about the guy who
I still have it.
Yeah,
It's in my iTunes.
I'll play that. I'll play that on here because that's one of my favorites that I did. But yeah, one day maybe I'll finish that if I could figure out how to work around the ending, because that was the hard part. I was trying to tie all the stories together.
I like that kind of shit, man.
I was trying to tie them all together and make them work, and then like I got hung up on like some details, because the whole thing about it is, all right, cool, you can figure out the story, but then you have to make it rhyme, then you have to make it flow, and then you have to do all that
that's so
shit.
funny that you're saying that.
I'm gonna say it right here on the mic so that you guys have to pony up. I think the three of us should do a story themed EP for this show.
That would be interesting.
Well,
Because Taylor, you're a good storyteller.
Well, thank you.
You are a good storyteller. And I know you could write some story and kind of put a baseline around that. And then we can, not a baseline. Relax, Ahmed.
what did I do?
I almost fainted when I said
I
baseline.
didn't do anything.
It's my word against yours.
Didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
Well, I think since we're here talking this shit, I think we should deliver and do a musical project together, the three of us.
Let me just say, solo album and that whole kind of thing that you were talking about is something that I've been working on for at least 4 or 5 years. Something
Really,
like that.
really.
Yeah, I was calling it based on a true story, a musical narrative.
That's what the title of it is.
Yeah,
Love that. I love that. Based on a true story.
yeah.
What was the rest of it?
It's a musical narrative.
Okay.
It's kind of like, you ever listen to musical scores?
Mm-hmm.
Like the score, my version of that.
Okay.
I
So it'd
wanted
be
to-
like really like cinematic kind of.
Take John Carpenter and throw it together with, I don't know, a whole bunch of hard rock. That's basically what it is. So like vocals and stuff like that, it's kind of more just ambient
Okay.
type of. It's another instrument rather than actual vocals.
Right.
So,
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
just to help understand the story, the
That's very
concept
dope.
of it.
And you're working on it?
Yeah, I've been working on it for the longest time. He's been helping me with, but then again, because of all the stuff that I have going on, it only goes so far. I've started a bunch of songs and I've never had a chance to finish them because, like you guys were saying earlier, you start a bunch of things. But see, I only like playing by myself for so long
Yeah.
because I like,
You're a show guy.
yeah. I'd rather do the whole thing live. And this is the thing. Like, if I make this, I don't think I'll ever be able to play it live.
Yeah.
It's something that I'll never be able to play live. For one, I've tried working with people on it, and it only goes so far. That's just one.
Just like because of what? Because of like lack of interest on their side, or just like lack of
When you have personal projects, it's very hard to get other people to be passionate.
Right. Well, and it's also very hard to get them to visualize your vision.
Yeah. Which is, in my head, passion. You
Right,
know what
right.
I mean, like, it's like you can't, like, it might be like, oh, dude, I got this project. It's fucking great. This is the greatest shit. But I need your help on it. And they're just like, all right. I don't give a
I know
fuck
what
about
I
your,
need.
It's
I know what
crazy.
I need from somebody, and it's more so consistency than anything else.
Yeah.
So I can turn whatever into something.
But nobody wants to. Nobody wants to. Everybody wants money for everything. When it comes to just doing art, everybody's like, "You're gonna pay me for my time." I'm like,
that's
another. Dude, you're in your basement too, bro. Fuck off with your money.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many people I recorded for free?
Yeah.
It's another problem you run into.
Yeah, that's all. That's a crazy part about it too. It's one thing that I was lucky enough to not really have to deal with much, because like, at least for my, my situation, it was a group situation. You know what I mean? Like, we were all in it together. It was never like one of us is doing something for someone else. It was always like just a group thing.
Let me ask you something with Organic Theory.
Yeah.
What was your goal for your band? Did you have one?
Yeah.
Did all 5 of you get together and say, okay, we're going to start this band and here is the goal?
Yes, we did. The goal was constantly changing, but the realistic end goal was obviously we wanted to eventually make money off it. We wanted to be big. We thought we had something that a lot of people didn't have. We were also like stoned, dumb 21-year-olds, you know what I mean? But like we wanted to succeed. And I feel like for who we are and where we are, I feel like we did. I mean, it could have been bigger.
What do you think stopped it?
Consistency. I think that where we were in our lives when Back to Square One came out, it was a volatile time. I moved to Florida, and within a couple weeks of that happening, cops were at our house. Like, we lived in a place with like just not the greatest people, and it wasn't the greatest crowd that we were a part of at the time. And I felt like where we were going was like a downward spiral. You know what I mean? And like shortly after that, like everybody that was in that house went their own separate ways or to jail straight up. And it was a crazy situation. And I just didn't want to be a part of that anymore. And I ended it because I left. And I left more or less at the height of our popularity. And I don't think, shout out to Harmon, I don't think he'll ever forgive me for that. You know what I mean? But it was a tough decision for me to leave, but I felt like I needed to. Because I felt like we weren't going anywhere. Like, I kept like pressuring Harmon, like, we need to make a music video. We need to do this. We need to do that. And then we would just smoke another blunt and nothing would happen.
You left when he said, or when I said the whole thing to him about, well, where do you see this going? Why did you laugh? What's so funny?
You guys have been in bands together.
Because
plural, correct? Like multiple bands.
Well, yeah. I've been in a few bands with Ahmed, but I laugh because everybody's goals are different no matter what they tell you. People, what they do and what they say are always fucking different. And that is that. And people can say this is my goal as I'm writing song number 1, but all of a sudden when it's time to act because somebody wants to help you, say you have a band and people want to help you out. Good legit people want to help you out. And they say, "You know what? Come to my studio. Let me record you for free. I got tons of great records that I've done in the past. I got gold, platinum records. Let me record you for free. Let me bring you out here. All I'm going to need from you in return is a little bit of work." And then you choke because you thought you knew what your goal was, but then when the work fucking shows up at your door, you choke. So that's how I feel about people and their fucking goals when it comes to music. But at the same time, it's like everybody's different. So that is what takes a lot of people and makes them start learning more instruments and makes them start saying, you know what, I'm going to produce my own fucking music because I don't need that asshole who just cares more about his hair and photo shoots and mascara and shit like that. So it's like, do you want that or do you want to make music?
Right.
So if you want to make music, learn how to play every fucking instrument you can get your goddamn hands on, pick up a computer and learn how to record. And then your mascara wearing buddies can stay at home for the rest of their life and just watch
from the sidelines. So that's my opinion on it all. I think Ahmed got what he wanted out of me.
What? I didn't make you
That's my rant for the night.
Make you say anything
Tonight, that is my rant. I don't know where that one came from, but that's my rant for the night.
Well, do you guys? All right, so let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to hear about where you guys came from musically. All right,
Cool.
And where you're going. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Cool.
understand. Anything goes wrong, anything at all. Your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. It don't matter. I'm gonna blow your head off. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
I feel like I should yell, praise the Lord. Feel like I should yell, praise the Lord. But I don't praise the Lord, I pray to what I can afford. I don't praise the Lord, I pray to what I can afford.
problems, I don't start them, now I'm just a problem solver. On my hip, I keep my clicker microphone up in the holster, pull it quick. I start to spit in your perception, I will alter. Move with caution, never falter, cause my flow will go like water. And if you wanna know my name, just go and ask your daughter. Ha ha, Mr. Unique Skills, Mr. Debauchery, Mr. Unique Thrills, Mr. Rock the crowd while the verse he kills. I kill the will, cause I'm vicious with the ink I spill. I got my fitted hat, I got my Jason mask, I got a 50 yak and my baseball bat. I got my backpack and my notebook, and now my Tim's is bloodied up and your hoe shook. Oh, look, organics movement moving, all it took was a push. My music gets you high, cause yes, I am Kush. I'm old school, I like good weed and videos. I'm old school like Nintendo 64. Industry shakedown, so hands up and hit the floor. Fuck the entrance, we hit the back, kicking in the door. Go and ask yourself if you really want more. 2010 organic theory and we ready for war. And they say the pen is mightier than the sword, so my microphone is loaded, sawed off at the cord. I'm at the end of my rope, so come on, jump aboard now. Who wanna get fucked up? Put your cup up like you don't give a fuck. What now? Who wanna puff roll the Dutch up with that nice stuff? Let's get fucked up now. Fuck with the theory left in the ground. When we coming through your town with the ill sound, we get
I feel
down.
like I should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But I don't praise the Lord, I pray to what I can afford, what I can afford, what I can afford. Don't you feel like you should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But you don't praise the Lord, you pray to what you can afford, what you can afford, what you can afford.
I'm nasty, thanks for asking. Everlasting, speakers blasting. This is my chance, time to cash in. I don't give a fuck about fashion, I'm always late. Don't hate, appreciate, light the blunt, let it circulate. Beat the music I create, loud pictures that I paint. Holla, just green, just great. Let's get down to brass tacks, spit facts on tracks, break backs, kicking rappers in the nut sacks. Ha ha, imagine that, so you think you can rap. Excuse me while I take a nap. Wake me up when you wanna give the mic back. That's that, your rap's crap. Now your girl's in my lap, I'm bridging the gap. 25 and I'm glad to be alive. I'm always busy buzzing, my brain is like a beehive. I gotta drive in a game where the strong survive. I strive and thrive and revive when I arrive. From the sticks, but we ain't hicks. Far from rich, even further from being somebody's bitch. Been arrested and tested and I'll still never snitch. Every verse I write is a sales pitch. Trying to get rich shit, richer than I am. Looking out for Uncle Sam, running a scam, goddamn. I'm broke, I feel like a joke, but my words are strong as oak when spoke to provoke. They fill the air like smoke, trying to put out something dope, maybe give some people hope. Reaching out until I touch something. I want nothing to do with people that are frontin'. Pick you off like I'm duck hunting. Peace.
I feel like I should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But I don't praise the Lord, I pray to what I can afford, what I can afford, what I can afford. Don't you feel like you should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But you don't praise the Lord, you pray to what you can afford, what you can afford, what you can afford.
Let's cut the chit chatter and get the business. Have the whole industry singing, damn, what is this? Cause it's a takeover and all y'all are witnesses. I'm sick kid, a misfit and vicious. Never been on the bandwagon, I missed it. And maybe that's the reason why I spit the sick shit. So this here is the hip hop revival. Only listen to the illest shit and call it my Bible. Cause I spit the wickedest shit you've ever heard. And I spit ridiculous shit, you're bound to get served. And I spit meticulous shit, I take my time and I do refine. I was born to rhyme. The game's full of justice claiming they king. Step in the ring, we'll see how much heat you can bring. Ding ding, and there's the bell, and you haven't done a thing but take photo shoots in the photo booths and never tell the truth what to do to the youth. So sit in your basement and make your whack tracks while I'm out on the stage ripping, and that's a fact. It's OT, bitch, is there anything hotter? I'm chasing down stitches like I was Harry Potter. I might not be perfect, but I'm always myself. Oh yes, I am perfect, and you said it yourself. So if you wanna survive and you wanna thrive, don't go battle in the sky, cause I'm number one in your base Fab Five. Ha ha.
I feel like I should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But I don't praise the Lord, I pray to what I can afford, what I can afford, what I can afford. Don't you feel like you should yell, praise the Lord, praise the Lord. But you don't praise the Lord, you pray to what you can afford, what you can afford, what you can afford.
Anything goes anything at all. Your fault, my fault, nobody's fault. It don't matter. I'm gonna blow your head off. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Hey, it's Jackie from Relatable Radio. I want to talk to you guys about Eunomia CBD. This stuff is great, and it helps with my stress and my aches and pains. I've tried everything I can get my hands on, from the gummies, pills, droppers, drink enhancers, and they're all fantastic, and they work. Holidays are coming up. Give the gift of Eunomia CBD. It's 100% THC-free, nano-amplified, and third-party lab tested. You can find them at eunomiacbd.com. That's EUNOMIACBD.com. Use promo code MBN and you'll get 20% off, plus free shipping, plus free stuff. They're giving exclusive stuff just to the MBN listeners. So what do you have to lose? Go to eunomiacbd.com today. Must be 18 or older to purchase.
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Get bonus content each week and head to patreon.com/MBN Network. Your contributions help us make this network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
Welcome back to Might Be Tunes. All right, we spent the whole first half talking about where I've been. Carl, I want to know about you.
I mean, there's really nothing to know.
Yeah, right, dude.
Bullshit.
All right,
I know.
listen. I know from the when I met you, okay, you were producing a lot of stuff, and everything that I've ever heard from you production-wise has been some of the cleanest stuff that I've heard, certainly on a local level. Like it blows my mind when I get an email from Carl Pinnell.
See, he's a producer type.
And like that's where you and I connected. Like you and I can sit here and talk about sampling and looping and getting audio levels just right and all that shit. We could do that shit for hours.
I trust him to work on anything.
Well, first I want to tell everybody that I'm paying both of these guys to talk this about me.
He's full of shit.
Gave them both a 20 and a tug under the table to talk so nicely about me because I don't.
You didn't give me a tug. Shoo.
I feel pretty awful about most of the things that I've ever done on my own, but I just feel like I've just hit little strikes of luck through the years to be able to work with such cool fucking people on projects that I've been working on. None of the projects I've ever done that were really awesome, that did some pretty cool things, were anything short of a pretty big team that got it done.
Yeah.
There was a lot of behind the scene, like, kind of just making shit work the way, however you could, back in like the early 2000s when, the computer end of music really started getting crazy. And, I've been a long time drummer living in apartments and houses where I couldn't play my drums for my entire life. So it's like, I kind of always looked into finding new ways. And like, I'm staring at my computer now and I got Logic open. So it's kind of like triggering my brain into talking about this kind of stuff. But, just found ways to make music. I started getting into programming music, drums through MIDI with this old computer I had in like 99, 2000. I built this tower computer and I put this program called Reason on it. I don't know if you remember Reason.
I remember
Reason.
Yep.
Reason was this program back in the day that just oh man, it's like an not online, but it's like a computer version of like these old synthesizers where you can like flip it around and move wires around and just sequence. You just sequence your beats, sequence your MIDI, your riffs, and just kind of. And that's where I first started saying like, oh shit, I can sample something and make a beat in here out of some cool sounds. And
yeah, yep.
And I started doing that in like my early 2000s when like, when like Linkin Park started like becoming huge.
Mm-hmm.
One of the stories about that band was always, they were Pro Tools like geniuses. Like Mike Shannone is like a Pro Tools genius. That's what I used to like hear on the
I've heard that
on the radio in like early 2000, 99, 2000 when that first record came out. And I was like, what the fuck is Pro Tools? At that point, like any band I've ever been in was recording in a basement, like Mike and Eric Creep Records and basement where they had shitty old tape machines and they just told you to hit really hard and nobody knew what the fuck we were doing. And some of that, like,
at the end of the day, even that being said, you still need an ear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You still need an ear. You need to be able to hear all that shit to make it do whatever.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Yeah.
So going back to that, I mean, if I listen to anything that I recorded when I was like 15 or 16, I remember my mindset back then, like, fuck, my drums don't sound like fucking Metallica. They don't sound like, can you fucking just make my kick drum sound like Metallica? And then they would just look at me and be like, well, number one, why don't you bring the same fucking drum set in here? And number two, why don't you play like fucking Metallica then? And I would just be like, well, can't you just make it sound like Metallica? So that was like when I was like 16. So it wasn't until a little bit later when, I started hearing about like the Pro Tools and samplers and seeing like bands kind of like seeing like the newer styles of bands mashing it up like with computers, where like when I was a kid looking at Beastie Boys, they had like DJs doing it, and I had never understood, like, you put me in front of a DJ booth and I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know how those record guys do it, but God bless those old school dudes that created it all. So from there, it kind of just turned into just getting creative. Like, like, oh, wow, I don't need to have a tambourine to put a tambourine on this song to make it sound cool. Just dumb little shit like that where I'm like, oh, you just, once the computer gets involved, it's, you know, your creativity is endless. So if you have a fucking idea and you're smart enough to figure out your software, you can make it happen.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of where I fell in love with this
as endless
stuff.
as your software is.
Yeah. Well, you
can push the limits.
Your mind can get a little bit deeper than the software. It's that's just kind of where I went with it, and to me, it's always kind of been like my way of doing this, where I don't need to rely on anybody else who normally just ends up disappointing me anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, had some cool bands with Ahmed after I got more into that kind of synthy program type music. You know, Ahmed, you can jump in here.
Well, name the bands you've been in, Carl.
Oh, all right. My first band in high school.
Yeah, name the bands you've been in, Carl.
I don't know.
All right, my first band in high school we were called 1 Year Lost. That was my first band. I think I started that band when I was 15. 15? How old are you in ninth grade? 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that, right?
Yep. So started that band in ninth grade, which back then it was cool because, I mean, we were horrible. We were loud.
Yeah.
Like me, the guitar player, the bass player, we just wanted to be fucking heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Our singer couldn't sing for shit, but he thought he could. But he would write some like funny ass lyrics. So he would write some really funny shit, but he couldn't sing at all. Like, it was horrible. So
shout out to him.
Yeah, sorry, John, but it was horrible.
You're teenagers then.
So we go. So this revolves back around to where we went to the first studio, where, you know, they were listening to us record, and the guys recording us were just shaking their heads like, "Yo, what the hell is wrong with this guy?" And then so finally they just went to him and they said, "You know what, dude? Just start yelling.
Yeah.
Start screaming."
Yeah.
And then so he was like, "Really?" So he just started like screaming his lyrics, and next thing you know, we had a hardcore band.
Right.
And it's just, and then we were all just like,
see how that happens?
and then like, so like we were just like, holy shit, this guy could scream his balls off.
I feel like
our writing just got heavier and heavier by the second after that.
I feel like that's I feel like for me in my high school experience, that's how all the bands ended up. All the high school bands, they ended up hardcore bands
in the 90s for sure.
You know, like I was always mad jealous as a teenager though, because I learned how to play the bass guitar trying to be in a band with somebody, and nobody needed a bass player.
So
I was just learning how to play bass listening to fucking Y100.
So we got like we like
that's it.
We like sharpen our tools by playing all these hardcore shows as kids in front of like, and kids showed up to these things. Like, that's the weird thing. Like,
that's dope.
We'd play at these shows on like Friday, Saturday nights when we were 17, 18 years old, and at these like, you know, VFWs or these one-off places around town.
Yeah,
and they would just be packed with kids. So by the time that we were in our mid-20s and actually in good bands, we didn't give a shit about playing in front of people. It was just like, if there was 100 or 500 people there, we weren't scared. We just played.
It's crazy.
Like your stage fright. Stage fright was gone in the teenage years. So by the time like I got to like where me and Ahmed were at in the Moxie together doing like a few, not a bunch, but a few decent big shows, I didn't even think about it. Like, oh my God, there's so many people out there. I'm gonna fucking shit my pants, like, oh, my anxiety's killing me. I didn't even think about it. It's just to me, it's just what time we playing, what time we done, like just go play. Like, so the starting at the really young age in the hardcore bands is kind of like really changed that, like made, like just paved the way to like the playing just became like, it's just in the back of your mind, the playing shows, just so many just weird shows all over the country.
Like cool,
we would have nothing else to do when we were in our 20s, and we would just book our own tours and just shitty, like horrible vans,
and
just go.
U-Haul vans,
waste every penny that we had would just be wasted, just not knowing what we were doing or what our lives like. Just,
but it was fun.
It was fun. It was fun.
And at this point, you guys were together
a few times.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, there was a scene then.
I moved to Florida for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in Florida for a while, yeah?
Yeah. And then one of his bands, the Together Alone, actually came down to Florida.
Where was all right? That was in Tampa.
Yeah.
At what was the street?
Ybor City.
Ybor City.
Is that where you met?
Bro.
No,
you knew each other before
that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we played. He ended up joining that first
year
band.
lost,
Eventually, he ended
Okay.
up joining that band
Yeah.
once we got really heavy.
That was the first band we
No
played in
shit.
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, technically, Ahmed was in the first band I've ever started.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and that was in '95.
Yeah. No, it was 97.
When I started, it was '95.
Yeah.
Was that your first band, Ahmed?
Nah, I've been playing in bands since '88.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I was 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But that was a whole other experience because I had a guitar for Christmas of '87.
Yeah.
I played my first show summer '88.
Yeah.
So what's that, like 8 months, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't know shit, nothing about what we were doing. We just wanted to put together a band and play.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't really playing seriously.
Yeah.
Like actual songs and shit
Mm-hmm.
till around 1990. I would say.
Okay. Now, Carl, you started out playing music as a drummer, right?
See,
And you, Ahmed, started playing music as a bass player?
Guitar player.
Guitar player. Okay. That was the first instrument you wanted to learn.
Yeah.
well, honestly, no. The first instrument I wanted to learn was guitar. My cousin gave me an acoustic,
Mm-hmm.
and my brother, love him to death, got pissed off at me one night, and he cut all the strings.
Damn.
I was like, so if I was 8 when I started playing drums, I was probably 6 or 7 when this happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I was 7 because when you think back, like time kind of scrunches and you can think it was like a lot longer than it was. But
Yeah.
by the time I started playing drums, it was 8. So I'm gonna say I was 7. I remember I used to have like this. I used to have this trunk set up in front of like the window in my bedroom, and I would stand on it and I'd play this guitar, and the kids that lived nearby would laugh at me in school the next day because they would see me up in the window playing guitar. And I'm like, yo, that's my stage. You laugh at me all you want. That's my stage. Playing the guitar before drums. Then my brother got pissed off at me one night and cut all the strings off. My dad got mad at me, got rid of the guitar.
Damn.
He was like, yeah, you guys can't fucking handle anything. You can't give you kids anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, my crazy brother cut the strings and you're taking this from me.
Yeah.
So then from there, it took me a couple more months to convince him to buy me some drums. And then once he bought me those, it was just over.
It was over from there.
Yeah, but like a couple years later, ironically, he bought my brother a guitar. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So I instantly was grabbing a hold of that. But I never took the lessons. So like
Neither did I.
with guitar, it's like I don't want somebody to teach me. I just want to learn it on my own. You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying.
And like
that band,
that's
same
why I'm
thing.
like almost 40 and I still suck at it when like I've been picking one up since I was like 9, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like
No, you just same thing with the drums though. You know,
drums just came so naturally. That's I guess the same ego kicks in when I pick up other instruments and it just doesn't work that way.
but you kept picking up the sticks to go play though.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's a consistency thing. You have to
Yeah.
keep going. The more you do it, the better you'll get. But you have to be good at it.
First instrument I ever learned how to play, the trombone.
Oof.
Mine was a recorder.
I was gonna just say the recorder.
Yeah. Second one,
Dude,
I
those
learned how to
finger
play the
holes,
bass.
the finger holes in those things, you're just like,
Yeah. So stupid.
Hit a wrong note, it's all sour.
yo, I have a son now. And when he comes home,
The worst sound in
Yeah.
music ever.
when my son comes home with the recorder, it's going back.
You can't, man. It's got that funky green case.
Yeah.
That little pipe cleaner.
Well, actually, mine was in like a.
Filled with spit. That John was gross.
I feel
dude.
like mine was like
That
vinyl.
shit was
Yeah.
gross.
Mine was like a vinyl type
Yeah,
case that you
yeah.
had to like open it up and like
It had
push
the
it back
weird
in.
like
Yeah.
little cover
all
thing.
all woodwind instruments are disgusting. Yo,
I would almost barf in
So
high school
gross.
when I'd be playing the snare drum in the orchestra in high school, and I'd look over and the trumpet players were like, who is it? Is it the trumpet guys? They'd be like blowing their spit out of it. Or like the saxophone.
The trumpet has it. All the
The
woodwinds
trombone,
do.
right?
Yeah, the trombone definitely does.
I would just look over and see them
it's this
blowing.
little button you press and it opens the end of it and you blow out and it's just all the spit.
Ew, word.
Dude, it's
can't.
so gross. Yeah, it's really
I
bad.
can't.
It's really bad.
You just grossed me the fuck out.
I wanted to learn how to play the bass though because my fucking fat fingers couldn't handle the guitar. Like I just couldn't hit what I'm trying to hit.
We gotta play the guitar like a bass.
And that's the second most annoying sound in music is when fucking guitar players can't hit the right notes. It sounds so stupid. Oh, it's fucking bad.
I'm probably better at bass than guitar. No, I know I
love
am.
playing bass.
I'm
do.
definitely better at bass than I am in guitar.
I used to stand there and fucking play what is it? Where's My Mind at the end of Fight Club for the end credits.
Yeah.
I learned that bass line just by playing it. Weezer, it's my warm up song. Every time I pick up the bass, my warm up song is "Only in Dreams" by Weezer.
Oh, yo, the first two Weezer albums, most underrated rock records ever.
The blue one's good.
Blue one's really good.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Pinkerton's the one. That's the most underrated rock record of all time, probably. Pinkerton.
Yeah. Pinkerton's good. Ahmed, what about you? You already said that you started playing in '88. What were some of the bands you are currently in? A couple bands. Why don't you start there?
Yes, I'm in Mach 22 right now. Hard rock band from Philly. We're getting ready to start recording.
Very cool.
We'll be recording at Noisy Critter with Mike.
Okay. Yeah.
I just set that up a couple weeks ago, so we're getting ready to do that, and we already got a bunch of shows that for this year, and then going into the next year.
Any of them coming up like around here that you want to plug?
There's a show at the Tusk in Philly above the Woolly Mammoth on South Street.
Okay.
November 22nd.
Okay.
So
How did you link up with these guys?
friends of friends, the scene, everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the drummer are big Kiss fans, and we're on a lot of the Kiss sites and shit. And we talked about what?
So this band came together from like a Kiss chat room. Is that what you're saying?
Not really, because we already knew each other.
Okay.
Because of going to see.
Did you know each other by your usernames?
Shut up.
More so than like, do you call each other by your fucking usernames?
Just shut up.
This fucking guy.
It's not even. No, we knew each other already. Because
Kiss fan 69.
Yeah, right.
Because
Totally.
Because everybody in the scene plays around.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody goes to the same shows, and
Mm-hmm.
They're like the
on shows and
furries.
shit together.
They're like the
and
furries of rock and roll.
I'm about tired of him. I'm about to turn his mic off.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But no, yeah, just from friends of friends and playing in the scene and shit like that.
Yeah.
So when they were having problems with their bass player, he hit me up. So I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out.
How long have you been playing with those guys?
It's just since the summer.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, it's
So
brand new.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They just announced me and the band a couple weeks ago with the new photo shoot and all that shit.
Dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
Very cool.
So I'm excited to be, because it's going to be active. I want it active. I wanted to be doing shit. I'm definitely going to be doing shit.
And you said this is pretty heavy stuff?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's just hard rock.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just like hard rock stuff. A lot of the new stuff kind of sounds like the Stones meets AC/DC.
Very cool. Very cool.
So it's kind of like that. And then there's Electric Church, the cover band.
Mm-hmm.
We just released that album on Halloween.
Yeah.
People seem to be into that.
Very dope.
How many
So,
songs
very
is
dope.
that?
The covers album is 11.
And they're all done?
Yeah.
Nice.
So Spotify, Volume 1, Electric Church. And that's just fun,
Sure.
And that whole thing just came out of Harmon, pretty much. He wanted the Moxie to play a show.
That's right.
For
It was toy drives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason or whatever, they didn't want to do it. And I'm like, I really wanted to play. And I only had, see?
Carl's laughing because he was also in the Moxie. It's the thing.
Turn his mic off.
You want to help some children play a show? No. A toy drive? You want to do a toy drive? No, I don't want to do a toy drive.
You
I don't want to do it.
turn his mic off.
How many cameras are going to be there?
Okay, so I wanted to play, and I only had 2-3 weeks to put something together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know what I'll do. I'll call up a couple homies. We'll do metal versions of Christmas songs.
Yes.
So put that together in like 3 weeks, and I loved it.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, I want to keep this going. I want to be like an anti-cover band, because I have a love-hate relationship with cover bands. I like cover bands, but I don't like none of the shit they do. I don't.
Yeah.
This top
Cover
40
bands?
shit that I'm trying to get away from, you're playing that. You could be playing any cover in the world, and you're playing this shit that I'm trying to get away from.
It's
Yeah.
all about the party.
Wouldn't it be? Yeah, but I don't want to be at that party.
Right. But what I'm saying, cover bands is all about the party. You create the party.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
if you
that's
look
what-
at it like it's a party, it's not a bad idea. You can make a lot of money.
I know, but I wanted to play the songs we wanted to play.
Right.
Like if I came into a bar and I saw some band doing a metal version of Party All the Time, or something
Right.
like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a metal version of it, but just
rather you wanted to play the songs you wanted to hear from a cover band.
and not the typical shit,
Right.
the different shit.
Yeah, deep cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I asked those guys who, I did that with and see if they still, wanted to continue it. And they were just like, yeah. So that's how Electric Church got started and grew.
So dope. That's so dope.
Yeah, and now it's like 3 years later and the album's, out, and it's cool. It's fun.
That is cool.
So
And you're getting ready to record with the other
with
band.
Mach 22,
With Mach 22. Very dope.
In
I need to check out
January.
some of Mach 22 stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be misleading.
Okay.
Because all the stuff they did before, it's different. I mean,
It's minus the Ahmed flair.
Yeah.
It's like 2018 BA before Ahmed.
BA.
Yeah, there you go.
Before Ahmed.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
We only want the Ahmed Mach 22.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking pump.
I'm only saying that because it definitely is a different band with the new stuff.
I mean, what I listen to is it's rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's different.
Good. Cool.
It's different. The songs then versus the songs now it's different.
Dope.
So
Yo, well, when Mach 22 puts its record out, we should review it right here. Right here
Can?
on my PC.
Track by track. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do it.
We could play that without getting shut off.
Yeah.
How about we play the songs and just talk over them?
Yeah.
Just talk
Like
over
those
them.
YouTube videos.
As soon as it
do that.
gets to the big point, Ahmed will be looking at us like, yo.
well, I don't mind.
We'll just start
criticism.
talking.
I don't mind criticism, whether you like it or don't like it.
Sure.
With anything I've ever done.
Right.
The only time it ever is weird to me is if you're just trying to straight up be an asshole about it. Like
Yeah.
if you're just hating the hate, then I'm not going to pay attention to
Right.
it.
You could totally just tell somebody, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Great job on the
Timmy
recording.
White,
It sounds amazing. Not my cup of tea.
like Timmy White, he rolled up to me like that.
Oh, with what? With the Moxie?
He rolled up to me at one of the shows and was just like, yo, I just want you to know I don't bump your tape. I'm here to support you.
Wow.
But I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
He wasn't trying to like blow smoke up my ass or anything like
Yeah,
that. He was
yeah.
just, being for real.
Yeah.
And there's a couple people who have done, who do that, and it's cool. I get it. Not everybody is into hard rock music. Not everybody's into light pop music or whatever. If you dig it, cool. It seems to be the thing that, people ask me most about is, when's your next show? What band now? Whatever. So I put all that social media shit up there for,
Whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what,
That's what it's
people
there
wanna
for.
know.
Yeah.
And if you like it, cool. And if you don't, that's cool too.
Yeah.
I love to play live. That's my favorite part of all of this. That's the whole reason why I'm in a band, to play live. If I can't play live, then because it's only so fun playing, like so much fun playing by yourself. At some point, you're just gonna be like, yo, this is dope. I want to
expand. You want to, yeah.
First time I ever saw people do like gymnastics while a band played was watching Ahmed play at Rex's.
What?
Short Fuse. When Short Fuse played your band, he had his band called Short Fuse, and when we were in high school, hardcore band, really good one for hardcore. So Rex's a bar music venue in Westchester that's no longer around.
Rex's
that was like
shit.
In our young days. That was like where we went to see the local bands, where we went to play once we were of age, and sometimes not. Sometimes they had like some random all age shows. So I wasn't 18 at this time. I was probably 17, I think, when you played there. But they had this all age show at Rex's in Westchester. It was the first time I've ever heard of Short Fuse, his band. It's probably a couple months before we met. So I don't remember the year because it's
got to be 96. I'm gonna say 96.
Has to be 96.
1996.
So I would have been in 10th grade, and I'm at Rex's for this show. And I remember everybody, you gotta check out this band, Short Fuse. There was a couple bands from Creep Records, because at that point, Creep Records was putting out like compilation records, like compilation 12 inches or 7 inches. Mm-hmm. And that's where, I heard him and all other people that I eventually became friends with that had local bands. I remember, like, within seconds of them starting, I got kicked in the face. Like, completely got kicked, like, by a foot in my face watching a band play. And I'm like, what is going on? That was like my first, that was like my introduction to like what we were talking about before, like that a couple episodes back, where like people starting a lawnmower while watching bands play.
Yeah.
That was my introduction, was one of Ahmed's like hardcore high school bands. And that place, Rex's, who later on I go to see bands like Clutch play at and like all these other bigger shows. That place was nuts, going nuts. People just moshing and just doing acrobatics all over the place to Ahmed's hardcore band. And that was in 96. That was Short Fuse. And they're even today, these guys still text each other like, man, we should play. We should do some shows, man. We should do. Even today, 25 years later, 24 years later.
Well, yes and no. There was a period where it was, let's try to do it. And then it just fell off for years and years and years and years. And just this summer, 4 of us got together and played after not playing together since January of 97.
Wow.
See, I think that's so cool.
That's really cool.
And it was weird.
Was it weird? Was it good though?
Yeah. Well, as good as it could be.
Sure. Yeah.
Because 2 of us still play, and then the other 2 just
don't.
Life happened.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. We were talking about doing stuff, but everybody's in different directions now.
Yeah. Different time. Way different.
Timing is very important in the whole music game.
Well, when you look at situations like that, where it's like, oh, I had this band 20 years ago, everybody looks at it like, oh, let's get together and redo the band. Like, well, why don't we just get together as friends and play music?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be what failed 20 years ago?
Right.
Like
just get together and jam.
Just get together and fucking play. If you want to jam and have a good time, start it small. Only have like 3 people at first, maybe just 2, and then like so you can kind of like just get something going, and then you get something going, and then you start sending that shit to the 3rd and 4th member, like, yo, look what you missed, and then they're like, I gotta get in on that.
Dude, I was over at my brother's house over the weekend, and we've jammed a ton of times together, and he's got a really nice like electric drum set. packed up in his basement. He's like, I'm thinking about selling this thing. I don't know. What do you think I should do? And I'm like, dude, don't sell that thing.
Put it right here to my right for Might Be Tunes.
We could probably do that when we build the studio. Spoiler alert. Yeah, but I'm like, dude, as somebody who has sold bass guitars and can never forgive myself. Like I sold my an acoustic bass guitar that was so beautiful, and I loved it. I loved it so much, and I'll never forgive myself for that. I'll never forgive myself for that. And I was like, dude, just leave it.
Yeah.
You never know because I know my brother loves playing drums. He loves jamming, and I'm just like, dude, you never know. I could hit you up one of these weekends and we could just jam. Like we don't do it enough. Let's just do it. Who fucking cares? I miss jamming. I've never been great at it. I don't know notes. I don't know scales. I just play.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fucking fun.
Well, it gets 10 times more fun when you know notes and scales.
Yeah, I know.
Like 1,000 times more fun.
Yeah, because then you can just do what you're supposed to be
And
doing.
they're not hard. They're really not that hard. Like YouTube, just pick one key. Just put, you know what? A blues. I'm going to go learn what notes to hit on A blues and just jam in that pocket for a whole night.
Or you're playing
a whole
with
week.
somebody that you're connected with, that you're vibing with.
Right.
When somebody gets you, then you could go for 9 hours.
Right.
Yeah, it's tough. Like you vibe or you don't. When you don't, you normally know it pretty quick. And I try to get out of those situations pretty quick.
Yeah. So yeah.
If I know that that vibe's wrong, I try to get out of that situation quick. He'll tell you, I'll just stop and just stare. I'll just stop and stare at you awkwardly, like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing over there, buddy.
And that's how I got to know people, was putting up ads for bands and stuff like that. Going over to somebody's house to try them out for drums or for vocals or whatever. And within playing your first riff if it's going to work.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's keeping up or he's singing right or whatever, and you're just,
I can tell by the way something
work.
I can usually tell by listening to the person's tune.
and you'll be like,
I'll just listen to a tune and I'll be like,
it feels like it's going on forever, and you're trying to think of the nicest way to get out of there, but
my nicest way to get out of there, I stop playing. Just stop.
But you want to make the best of it. You're already here, you know? So, and then it gets awkward. So when are we jamming again, guys?
I'll hit you up.
No comprende.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The jamming thing's tough. Nowadays with the computer, like, say you got a song and you're like, oh, I got this awesome song. It's drums, bass, guitar. It's ready, but I just need a singer. You go on these websites, music hosting websites, like SoundCloud, try to meet people. Go on Reddit, put it on a forum. You say, I need a singer. 10,000 people send you a link to their songs, and every single one of them is, you don't want to respond because you don't want to, you want to be nice, but it's not easy to find good people that are just going to link up with you and your vision, that are going to want to be a team, or, it's not easy. And I think I see, oh man, online, it's if you're listening and you're making music and you're trying to find people online to help you, God bless you. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out,
tough.
I'm still trying to figure out how to find like the diamond in the rough, but it's, even when you have really good music, it's, unless you're in like next level in the industry, in the next level, like you're not, like, it's like those next level players and singers, and they're all looking for that too. They're looking for the next level. They're not looking for their buddies making awesome music in their basement. It's tough, man. It's tough to find really good people, especially at our age. But that's why, as you get older, stop getting bummed out about it and start learning more instruments. That way you just rely more on yourself instead of having to find all these people.
Yeah, just self-produce.
Yeah, my thing is like, I it might not be the best sounding song, but I could record a whole song from the ground up, drums, bass, guitars, keys.
Yeah.
It's not going to sound as great as the bands I used to have, and I know that, and I don't try to put out some kind of front that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, sure.
And but obviously I'm not going to sing on, I can't write lyrics. Like, that is like, if I've tried to sit and write lyrics, I just blank, but I can ramble. If you get me, especially if you get me upset, I can ramble. But it's, there's those blocks that, like, as an artist, you run into them no matter where you go. So you're like, all right, well, fuck that. I'm not going to stress out about singing. I'm just going to write a bunch of instrumental shit and just keep moving.
Yeah.
And then just focus on that. There's so many things, like just by that kind of mindset, the things that me and Ahmed have done, just little things, having music in movies, having music in, a song that, like, I wrote half of is in a Netflix show that was filmed in the 90s when my song wasn't written until 2007.
Wow.
So that means that it was picked after the fact when they were putting it on Netflix and put it in this song.
That's
put
dope.
this song in that. I never saw a penny.
Yeah.
Other members of that band probably did. Well, that's for another episode. I'll gladly get into that. But, so you just little milestones happen as you just keep going. And, you can look as they're happening, like being in the movie, having your song stolen for a Netflix show. Like, that's cool. Like, I didn't see a penny, but it's still cool that happened. Now that I look back at it 10 years later.
Right.
I'm like, well, shit, my hard work led to somebody wanting to steal it to put it in a show. Fuck, at least that tells me, like, okay, well, we were good.
Did something right.
We were good.
Yeah.
And that's really all that matters when it comes to artists, is like, they just want to know that they're good.
Right. Right.
I love to play live. And that's where I'm at. That's where I've always been at. And I don't care. I'll play with anybody. I just want to play live.
Not anybody.
Okay, well, not anybody, but
You don't mean that.
not anybody. Believe me, but I just want to play live. That's my favorite part about it.
I when I started doing the whole podcasting thing and I started taking it really seriously, a lot of people were like, "So, are you done with music? Are you done?" I'm like, "I'm not done," and I still might go back.
I think you will never say never.
No, yeah, I never will say never.
That goes to what I was saying earlier. This is the place to do it.
Yeah.
Well, here we are talking about it.
Yeah.
We're musicians talking about it.
We should do something. I agree. We should do something. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I think we should just make a fucking episode out of it.
We'll just figure out who's going to do what, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, you're great at sampling.
Maybe we'll do like a behind the scenes for the Patreon people.
We'll do that.
Yeah, that's what we do. A Patreon exclusive.
I'm into it.
What would you how will we break it down? We need to make some sense out of it, because I'm going to make sure that this happens.
Let's do it. Let's do it off air, because we're out of time anyway. Let's break it down, and I'm for real. Let's just like up and do it one day. Just for as far as our listeners go.
Right,
obviously, we'll need to plan it out, but as far as our listeners go, let's just up and do it one day.
Next week we're going to announce it.
So now that's another project. So here we go.
Here we go.
See, this is how those things just keep going.
This is how it works. Guys, fantastic job this week. This was a lot of fun. I want to, hopefully it gave our listeners a better view of who we are, obviously where we come from as far as music goes and all that stuff is concerned. But Ahmed, peace out, man.
All right, peace out, bro. And have a good weekend.
Yeah, Carl, peace out, man.
Peace out.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Go to youknowmeascbd.com. Promo code MBN. Get 20% off. Free shipping and free stuff. Have a great weekend. We're just going to throw a cool Spotify playlist together this week. It doesn't have anything to do with the show, but we'll just throw something cool together. I don't give a shit. All these dude, I'm having so much fun with these Spotify playlists. The only crazy thing is I don't know how to tell people to go find them. So here it is. The best way to do it, check the description of the shows. Also, I share it on Facebook. Peace out.
I can't think of how to start this right. Piano got me feeling alright. I'm up late again, don't know what day it is, the way it always is now. It's just green on the beat machine. Wood kid on the keys, shaking either mic like a fiend. When I get it, I do just what I please. Make it hot till you freeze. What? I wanna captivate you every second that you hear my voice, cause you're here by choice. Fuck the noise, fuck the lies, fuck a disguise. Fuck all these other guys, pussy shit rap. Why you falling for the same trap? Yeah, the sun is coming up and I don't give a fuck. About to go to work and unload a truck, just so I can make another buck. Uncle Sam ride me blind and I'm still stuck. Stuck at home with the roof on top. Make an album, pray to God it don't flop. Blessed either way, cause I do what I love. What else can I say? I brought the firewood, kid gave me the desire to set my own bar a little higher. See, I do this for me, just as much as I do it for you. To hear me, organic theory, that's a team to beat. Unique skills and green, yeah, we building a mob scene. Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. Yeah, another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. What? Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces.
You wanna see me, you gotta go through hell. Late night write rhymes while I blow through L's. Microphone loaded in the throw those shells, and I stay on point like I drove through nails. Damn, sometimes I don't even know, man. Moving so fast, so I'm throwing on a slow jam. Time running out every day like a snowman. Yo, man, I'm just trying to get the dough, fam. Bagging up the green, red hair, call it Conan. Oh man, old school, not an old man. We don't give a damn, middle finger to your whole fam. Never left, but we right back at it. Never claim the best, we don't mess with the static, but I will take your breath away. Asthmatics, flows aquatic, dough is mathematics. Leave the crowd feeding for more rap addicts. My tactics, cash, do backflips. Buddha being crazy, so I'm calling it bad shit. We just laugh, bitch, y'all plastic. Talk shit when you leave with a fat lip. So spastic, times are so drastic. Never gonna stop, it's the top of the casket. Never come up short, we just kicking their asses. And I'll eat the whole game, rhymes dipped in this acid. Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. Yo, another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces. Another day at the races. I'm moving so fast I don't remember faces.